before, the bomb situation is going to make a big difference one way or another, but for the first 3 minutes or so of the run, we're going to see both of these folks basically just foraging for various rupees and doing some shopping. So while we're waiting for that, why don't you tell us a little bit about Swordless, Pranzo?
So Swordless, it's an interesting category because, I feel like, I only learned Swordless a few weeks ago, similar to a lot of people in the tournament. And I think, I share a lot of people's opinions where it sounded extremely daunting, very scary. But, the more you play it, it's actually not as crazy as it sounds. I mean, especially once you get the wand in 6, which is a little bit earlier in the route than you're used to seeing. With the wand, things become okay, but we made the joke earlier in the 100% run about counting to 10. I mean, it is absolutely crucial for Swordless. What do you think, Tetrally?
Oh yeah, I definitely agree that it's not as bad as folks make it out to be. What I would say though is that it's a very unforgiving category in that it if you run out of bombs at a inopportune time, it can definitely cause a lot of issues and be really tricky and cause you to have to go outside of the dungeon and start over. So hopefully none of these runners will have issues, but we'll be definitely rooting for both of them.
Yeah, and I think our fellow Z1 speedrunner and friend Redbird Grad put it best. I mean, Swordless is basically like a puzzle. I mean, you could kind of try to play at the same time every time around, but based on your resources, based on your bomb situation, things you have to really learn to adapt and react on the fly based on what you're seeing. And
yeah, exactly. It's going to be definitely a great match. Both of them just finished getting their 130 rupees from the Northeast, and we'll see. I believe they're both going to use the same route, which involves buying a candle. Looks like Lyle's a little bit ahead of John buying that candle, and then going to get 100 more rupees for their shopping in what I like to call the Westlake Mall. Why is it the Westlake Mall? Because it's on the west side of the lake, and that's where you do your shopping.
So yeah, as Tetra mentioned, they are just doing a little bit of resource gathering right now. If they get lucky, though, I know I've seen some other runners do this. They might go after one of those moblins, trying to get a bomb off the global kill count of 1. So it looks like Lyle is not trying and just going to buy the bombs. Well, I would like to see if John's going to try to force a bomb there, or not force, but get a lucky bomb, I should say.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. Looks like we might be having a little bit of problems with John's screen here. Let me see if I can. What's going on here?
Apparently, it's a secret, and that's it. But
to
Lyle,
everyone?
Yeah, to everyone, I guess. Maybe. I guess that's the cliffhanger that we're at right now. Lyle finishing up his shopping. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with John's stream. Let's see if we could dig in. But yeah, Lyle basically, we'll continue on Lyle's quest right now. He's going to be heading to level 1 right now, having all the resources necessary to basically get the bow, because you want to get the bow very early in the Swordless category, because it does make things much easier to work with, especially when you don't have a sword.
Yep. Exactly. And we're both, it looks like Lyle is now heading over to level 1. It's going to be, probably they're going to be using bombs and, it looks like Lyle is also getting a secret on his way to level 1.
Okay, so again, Lyle will be entering level 1, mainly to get the bow. That's definitely a key item in the Swordless route. Resources, not even bombs, not just bombs, but rupees are super important in this route. 1, obviously just to buy stuff if you need it, but then 2, needing to be able to shoot arrows. Each arrow shot costs 1 rupee, so, especially when you don't have a sword and you don't have the wand yet at this point in the run, those extra rupees do help. Oh, and it looks like John his stream seems to be fixed now, so I think we're good.
Oh yeah, although I'm not sure, since Lyle started his clock late. I'm not exactly sure who's actually ahead. So, well, in the meantime, we'll just sort of go on commentating as we see it here, but definitely agree that we probably need to resync the screen. So thank you for pointing that out in chat.
So yeah, what you see Lyle doing, he's not just standing there without a sword or an item to assist in that clip. It does have to be pixel perfect. So, with the sword, you are granted, or I guess if you even use an item, you do have a little bit of a pixel or two of buffer to do the clip. But without it, you have to basically be right on the spot. So that's why you saw Lyle kind of, I guess, like standing there for a little bit. It is a tricky clip to do without a sword.
Yeah, and now you'll see Lyle, he's getting, arrowing the rest of the Stalfos on his second pass in order to get the key. We'll be bombing around to save a key as opposed to the door you normally go to go through on an any % run. And Lyle's now going to be getting a bomb, or hopefully getting a bomb from these Grias, except came up empty with the globals on all 3 of them. Normally when I play this, what I wind up doing is setting up the global so that you have bomb chances on the Grias, but unfortunately he's now going to be going into level 3 with a single bomb. So he'll probably have to go for bombs elsewhere. And see John there doing what I like to call a yoink in order to get the key, and then after taking that damage and getting the key out, up Aing to save the bomb or arrow that would be normally needed in order to kill that Stalfos.
All right, so yeah, Lyle heading over to level 3 now. Just like with actually pretty much every category in this game, Manhandla can be a little tricky, so hopefully things work out for him. He is a little light on bombs right now, but he will most likely be doing the top route, which does guarantee a 4-bomb pack for you. So, but the tricky thing about this category, this route, is that if he's tracking his globals, I'm not sure if he is, but he will be relying on a little bit of luck, hopefully in the Darknet rooms ahead, to try to get lucky bomb drops.
Yeah, it looks like Lyle is definitely going top route here. John using a unbuffered stored clip in order to get his bow there. That's a frame perfect, or you have to be lined up perfectly and do your 1-frame tap in order to get that to work. So Lyle is going to be using his boomerang on these keys, and we'll be getting the floor drop of bombs in order to take out the dark nuts to the left.
Ooh, the boomerang strike strats on the Darknet. I like it.
Ooh, getting a nice force fairy. Or a fairy explosion.
Fairy explosion, but no bombs. We need bombs.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is looking a little sketchy right now.
Oh, no. That's
might...
bad for Lyle. Oh,
that
John
is
using
very
big strats
bad
on those Grias. That was really nice to group them together.
Ooh, at this point, I think he has to probably exit and farm, I believe, correct?
Yeah, I think so, because he's not going to have any way to kill those dark nuts except with bombs. So
yeah,
he might, as a backup strat, just go directly to level 4 and then come back later once he has more bombs. The problem with that is that, as we discussed during the 100% race, if you don't have bombs going into level 4, you can't really, well, I guess you can kill with arrows. It's just going to
no bombs, though.
Oh, right, to get the ladder.
Yeah, so
that's right.
Well, if anything, though, on this route, normally you do just go in and grab the ladder, so he could get through this.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
So we'll see. As a backup, though, there are enemies outside of level 3 that people can farm. It's just obviously a huge time suck, so that's not ideal. But, again, that's why I was, we were mentioning that 3 in this route in particular is pretty scary because, if you end up without bombs, and actually John is in the same situation. Oh, wait, is he just walking in, or is he?
No, he's, because of the weird delay thing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
he's just going into level 3 for the first time, actually.
I apologize for that. That's my bad.
Yep.
So yeah, Lyle, unfortunately, yeah, he'll just be going in to grab the, excuse me, the ladder, and
Yep.
after that, he should be up Aing and going back to start to do the coast.
Yep, exactly. The way it works with Swordless is that you basically have to either double dip level 4 or level 6 because of the dependencies with regards to the wand for Gliok and the ladder to get to Goma. So most runners are going to go through a route that double dips 4 just because 6 is by far the more difficult of the levels to deal with in Swordless.
Yeah, and Chad bringing up a great point about Lyle's current situation in that he's going to be burning through a lot of arrows right now, which equals money, which could potentially get him in some resource trouble down the line. But
yeah,
we'll just
the
have to hope for
strat
the
I would
best.
have liked to see from Lyle is exiting the breakfast room and re-entering, which will magically turn the pancakes into the Zols if you've already killed the Zols there. So that would have been a way to save on a few arrows. But he made it through, still with 44 arrows or rupees. Same thing.
All right, so actually, it looks like he's going to be doing the world wrap. I thought he was going to be going to the. Oh, maybe he is now. I think he might have realized. Yeah, this the route. Yeah, you go to the coast from here and pick up the hearts, or actually, depending on I guess how he wants to play it, but pick up the potion probably, and then the 100 secret, and then head to level.
Yeah, so it looks like John is taking down Manhandla, able to get the bomb drop off of Manhandla there. So having a little bit more bomb luck than Lyle did. So he'll also be able to get through level 4 more quickly and with fewer arrows than Lyle did. Lyle looks like might be farming bombs on the coast.
Yes, there will be some blue Octrox. There we go. So hopefully he'll get a bomb drop out of them, so he doesn't have to take too big a detour, and he does. So it looks like.
Oh, that's definitely good. As long as he has enough to get the heart container here and go into level 4, he should be good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to do you think he's going to backtrack, or do you think he'll just proceed to 5 at this point? Backtrack to 3, I mean.
I'm not sure. He may go back to 3. Well, there isn't really a heart dependency for getting the magical sword in this category because obviously it's swordless, so you don't pick up the magical sword. I'm not sure. I guess we'll be learning ourselves as soon as we see it.
Looks like he is, yeah, going to go straight to 5, I guess. So, and as Tetchley mentioned, similar to 100%, actually, we do pick up the bomb upgrade in level 5. So he does have the kind of bare minimum to kind of get into the upgrade spot. So yeah, he's in. Oh, actually, no, yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll just probably pick up the Fort Gibdo bomb.
So let me ask in chat, we're getting some help with resyncing the streams. Did anybody check to see what the time difference is or how far in Lyle started his timer? If anybody could post that in chat, that would definitely help us out here. Get those streams resynced appropriately. All right, meanwhile, Lyle is about to go into level 5 with a single bomb. It looks like that's probably all he's going to need in order to pick up the bomb drop off of the Gibdos.
So yeah, I mentioned before that in level 5 you do pick up the bomb upgrade, similar to 100%, but it is absolutely way scarier in Swordless because, as you can see from Lyle's situation, and the up A, you usually don't have too many hearts to work with. So, again, reminder, the blue dark contact or hit does take 2 hearts, so you do have to be particularly cautious in the breakfast room, or not breakfast room, the Olive Garden this time around.
We're working on getting the streams resynced. Bear with us just a few more minutes.
Okay, yeah, as we mentioned, Lyle going to pick up the upgrade right now. So we'll have 12 bombs for the Olive Garden. Tetrally, did you want some more breadsticks? Because I think we've got more servants coming up.
Oh gosh, sorry, I started ketoing, so I don't think I could take that many carbs, but thank you for offering.
Anyone in chat, would you like some breadsticks? All right, let's see. Lyle's he's getting a pretty good pattern actually to work with. But again, yeah, you can see Lyle taking it pretty cautiously, just because again, yeah, we just don't have the health to tank a hit, I guess, at this point.
Yep. All right, finishes the last blue dark nut and going to get his breadstick. John looks like he's taking some intentional hits there, or bops, in order to maybe do something to manipulate his count. I'm not exactly sure.
So yeah, just a slight difference you could see. Actually, John did skip one of the hearts that Lyle actually did pick up, so it might, make the difference in 6. We'll see. Again, 6 comes up right after 5 if they're doing the route that I'm thinking of, and 6, you saw how rough it was at 100%. You basically have to do the exact same thing, but with only 5 or 6 hearts and bombs. So it is, get your popcorn ready, folks. 6 should be an interesting one.
Yeah, absolutely. And lylovir using arrows to take down those Gibdos pretty quickly. We're working on gradually adjusting lylovir's stream. So bear with us a little bit more and we should have them synced back up in just a minute or so. Meanwhile, it looks like John is going to be getting his bomb upgrade. It'll be interesting to see if he does anything to manipulate his global counter here.
Naturally, what is the global counter?
I'm sorry, his consecutive counter. So you notice on John's side, he purposely dropped his bombs, then hit the old man point blank range with his boomerang, and for some reason involving the mechanics of the game, when you hit the old man with a boomerang at point blank range, it raises your consecutive counter to 7. So between that and the extra hit he got off of that keys, his count, I believe, is at 8 if he doesn't lose it from these blue dark nuts right here.
But John using
he's going to try to force a bomb here, I believe.
Using the pause strats just to get a good read of the room. Let's see if the dark nuts cooperate.
Yeah, that's always a variable. There he's got.
There we go. He forced the bomb, so that's super helpful in this category. Again, you'll see shortly after level 5, when they get to level 6, the more bombs the merrier. It is a very difficult level in this category.
Oh, and of course the last blue dark nut's always going to be the one who trolls you.
But again, though, yeah, the one thing I would definitely say about johntabin, though, is that he is absolutely a wizard at rerouting and improvising his strats on the fly, so wouldn't be surprised if he manages a forced bomb before leaving level 5. All right, it looks like, is Lyle, he might be going back to 3 at this point, is my guess.
Yeah, that looks like what he's doing, which actually kind of makes sense since it's so close to start, and if he needed to up A anyway, actually he didn't need to up A anyway after level 5, because normally you'd walk over to, well, you could probably walk the long way around through the graveyard to level 6. Maybe that's what he's planning. Yeah,
but definitely kudos to Lyle for rerouting like that on the fly. Not forgetting about completing level, because especially in a race situation, that could very easily leave your mind as you're just trying to get through the race as quickly as you.
Yep, exactly. So John's going to be finishing up the back half of level 5 right now. Lylovir is in trouble because he needs to get another bomb, so he's got to make this last bomb on the Darknut count, which he does, to get his pack of 4 bombs here.
And kudos on that first bomb. He was patient, was very efficient, only used that one bomb to kill the 2 Darknuts and blow open the wall, so that was a great play.
Yep. John here is killing these bunnies or pulse voices. He might be setting up for a force on Dig Dogger, which is another common strategy used in order to get more bombs. Ooh, look at that. Oh, got 3 in 1. 3 hands at once for Lylovir. But to get the last one, I think he's going to switch to arrow strats, which is a wise decision with his last bomb. Let's see if he's able to get the bomb drop.
Got it.
Oh, nice. Nice job.
Well done, Lyle.
All right. So
they're actually going to be
simultaneous-ish Triforce pieces modulo the syncing stuff going on.
Yeah, they'll probably be pretty close to entering 6 around the same time, I'm thinking.
Yeah, or at least visually they'll be entering at the same time. Obviously, there's the resyncing issue, but... Oh, that's an interesting decision to record her here, Lyle. I would have actually just, from level 3, gone around and walked the long way, but this works too.
Well, it's interesting now that they've totally synced up, I think, and I'm guessing Lyle's going to get that. Wait, did he get the secret earlier? I forget. No, he didn't. So yeah, he'll probably be grabbing.
No, so he'll probably be doing that right now.
So yeah, they're in sync again. Again, we thought this was going to be a close race today, and we're seeing it in both the 100% and the swordless race right now.
Yeah, we're being told in chat that in real time, John is about 40 seconds ahead. But as King Doll points out, in Swordless, that's virtually a tie because pretty much anything can happen to you, and one runner might need more time to get more bombs, or who knows. So
yeah, I mean the swings that we might see in levels 6 and level 8, or excuse me, 6 and 9 can be very drastic depending on resources. So yeah, it's still anyone's game absolutely at this point.
Yep.
So Lyle using his rupees to buy a pack of bombs, that might make a pretty big difference in level 6, just having those extra 4 bombs. John is a little bit on the light side with 3, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, there are plenty of ways to force and be able to get more bombs, like what John did right there. I think that was probably a lucky global bomb off of those red Wizrobes, and we'll be up and A-ing probably to do this again. Oh, I like that strategy.
Yeah, actually, I love it. And so next opportunity. So depending on how the runner wants to play it, they could use the candle to, or not the candle, they could use these Zols to build up a count, whether by using your candle or arrows or bombs, whatever. But there also is a room before the next Wizrobe room full of 8 keys, so that's another great opportunity to set up a count for a forced.
Yep. All right, so it looks like John is also incrementing his consecutive counter by using the candle on those souls there. Oh, using bait straps on the keys. I like this.
He said that it was a question I asked in Discord earlier today about the meat and what enemies it works on. So he said he was going to use it during the race if he had the opportunity to. So kudos to John for the meat swag.
Yeah, I love it when folks use meat strats. Okay, we'll be avoiding those and so he'll be going into the MB1 with a consecutive counter of 8, it looks like now. Lyle's already in MB1, but taking a lot of damage from those Wizrobes, down to a heart and a half, but gets the 3rd bomb on the last blue Wizrobe. Down to only 2 bombs, though, so that's going to make it a little bit perilous. John's in a much better situation with bombs, with 2 blue Wizrobes to go, and is able to get the last one with 6 bombs remaining. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's going to make a huge difference. Again, we have to get the wand in this category, or not, in this category. So if you remember from the 100% race, we're going to be going through that second Wizrobe room. And if with only 1 bomb, Lyles basically has to force a bomb before going in there. Otherwise, he's in big trouble.
That is if he actually makes it there, which I don't think is a good assumption at this moment. John is using boss strats instead. Ooh, down to half a heart.
So yeah, this is where things can get really nasty in Swordless. Level 6 again, as I mentioned. It's if you don't go in with the right strat or the right resources, it could go downhill very quickly.
Yep, absolutely. But John is sitting pretty well. Looks like his consecutive count is 2 now, so he's probably going to be farming these red Wizrobes to the right, maybe letting them respawn into a better pattern, getting the key. Yeah, so he's going to be going for more bombs because even 5 bombs is pretty low for the Wandrum that's coming up. So getting a really good pattern from the red Wizrobes, but unfortunately no bombs there.
The game's always supposed to give you the global drops, right? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, it should be that way. It should be that way.
And yeah, Lyle, as you can see, he's trying to build up a count as well right now. Again, just a reminder for those of you who aren't familiar with the speed run, basically killing 10 enemies in a row gives you an opportunity to force a bomb drop. So that's why you see Lyle going in and out of that room right now.
Oh, wow. John getting a
drop.
double bomb drop there. Nice.
So that could be a huge advantage for John for the rest of this level 6.
If he stays alive, he's down to only 2 parts health-wise, which means a blue Wizrobe could one-shot him. I couldn't say that quickly enough, but...
Oh, Tetra, no!
Oh, poor John. See, this is what we were talking about Swordless. 40 seconds is basically nothing.
It's absolutely nothing. Yeah, this race it's still anyone's at this point. It's I think the real challenge right now is just figuring out how to get more bombs. I mean, because if you don't, the run's basically ripped. So
yeah, it's funny because I actually, after learning Swordless, submitted it for a marathon in a couple of weeks, and then after getting having so much trouble in level 6, realized just how marathon unsafe of a route it is. That wound up going with a different category because it, like I said earlier, Swordless is very unforgiving for a category. You make one little mistake and that can really throw off your entire run and keep you from getting out of level 6.
Yeah, indeed. But on the kind of plus side, including the Swordless category in this tournament has absolutely opened up the category to a lot of runners. In fact, just a shout out to Rooslugs, who did get the world record in this category a few weeks ago after, I think, first learning the route, and has improved on it even ever since. I think even yesterday he got a new world record. So it's exciting to see this kind of activity on the board. A lot of people were playing any percent no up A for the most part, but part of the goal of the tournament was to try to get more categories out in the limelight.
Yeah, absolutely. And it should also be noted that both of the runners tonight are actually using the route that Rue came up with. And it used to be, the world record route used to involve a different level order. And actually, we have one of the former runners of it, King Doll, in chat. Shout outs to King Doll. But since Rue Slug sort of changed that around, we've had a lot of upheaval in that category. Ooh, Lyle's going outside probably for more bombs, but got sorted by the Lionel, so we'll probably up A to refresh his health. John getting up to 11 bombs on his side, so he definitely has an advantage going back in to deal with the Wandrum again.
And so I think this is kind of interesting. We talked about this before the races even started tonight. I think this is where you're seeing Johntabin's experience and knowledge really shine. He's in a tough spot, but he's figuring out how to make it work, and that's definitely one of his biggest assets is his knowledge and his ability to improv.
Exactly. He definitely has the experience advantage because of how he's been playing this for a while now. And, except down to half a heart there. He's going to have to be careful, or up A to refresh his health. Oh, I see what he did. He left the room to save his progress with the keys. Oh, that's actually really smart. Lyle, unfortunately, he just learned the category basically for the last qualifying run, so he doesn't have the same level of experience, which is why John, I think, is a little bit favored for this match. We're also being told by the folks at SpeedGaming that both of the runners are back in sync now, so what you see should be actually what's happening. So thank you very much to the folks behind the scenes who made that possible.
Okay, so now we see John. Round 2. Let's see. He does have enough bombs right now, so he should be going straight for the wand right now. Or he might be actually building up a count one more time just to get that extra, just to max out his resources, basically.
Yeah, and also to be able to force a bomb drop as soon as he goes into the wand room. Oh, looks like lylovir is farming Gibdos. Uh-oh, he's in money trouble, it looks like then. Ooh, but got 2 5 rupee drops there.
Interesting. So. I like that play. I like the resourcefulness.
Now, it's a little bit tricky because I think it takes about 5 arrows to kill a Genie. So basically, it's only what you get over 5 rupees per shot that you get as net profit. So it's not as lucrative as when you have the sword. Alright,
so I think John should have a bomb chance on that next red Wizrobe. It's hard to say. I always have to slow down when I say red Wizrobe.
Wet Wizrobe.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah. Yes. Okay.
But yeah, he's taking his time. The blue ones are... this happens every once in a while.
Oh,
and he got
that's his bomb opportunity?
So there is a...
Oh, careful, John.
Ooh, careful. Oh, he's gonna take his potion. Okay, good.
Learning his lesson. Never die with a potion in your pocket.
There's a fun little trick you could do there, similar to what Tetrally was mentioning before. After killing the 2 red ones, you could leave the room and come back into it, and one of the blues will change into a red, which is only 1 bomb to kill, so it's a little easier to deal with. But John had plenty of resources, so I think he just figured he'd just go ahead with it.
So John is going to be the first person to get to the wand. He's going to be picking up his wand just before the 30-minute mark. Lilo taking a death, unfortunately, in Magical Breakfast Room 1. He's going to have to start over again, unfortunately, with only 6 bombs here.
Yeah, it looks like he's taking a moment, just trying to regather his thoughts, come up with a game plan. I mean, he still could work with this. He has 6 bombs, so he's going to try for a global. Unfortunately, did not get one.
Oh, yeah, and unfortunately he used 2 bombs there, but doesn't have anything to show for his efforts. So John is definitely in the lead now, having gotten out of the wand room. Ooh, getting through those red Wizrobes there, using those half-tile strats to avoid the beams. I like that strat.
Yeah, and you can see Lyle trying to build up a count again on the Zols, using the candle. Kind of depending on how he hits them with the candle, it could either count for 3 or 2. Let's just hope that he is hearing the audio cues correctly and able to get it correct.
Yep. Okay, John's about to go into MB2. I'm not sure exactly what his count is because I haven't been paying attention as closely as he is, but probably setting it up for another force drop on one of the red wizards, perhaps. Not liking how they're spawning, so he's probably going to go back and try it again.
Yeah, and King Doll in chat bringing up a great point. Again, that same in and out of the room strat works great on the Magical Breakfast Room 2. Take care of the red ones, come back out, and then they'll... I forget... Wait, is it... They respawn as likes, I believe, the blue ones.
Yeah,
MB2 exactly how it works.
A little bit different in that I think it's the likes that have the first priority. Ooh, almost getting that fire with the bomb. I'll have to try that again. Stunning it with the boomerang. Definitely not taking any chances there. Lilo, meantime, is working on building up his count again. Those red wizards just are not cooperating for John. Oh, there we go.
There we go, got a bomb.
Force.
Just a little bit of a minefield. He got it.
So he'll probably be respawning the room to get a little bit more favorable enemy configuration like we were talking about. Sometimes with Swordless, really waiting and being patient really is the faster strat than what you might think from any percent. But he's out of potions, so he needs to be careful on his health. Probably gonna... Looks like he's wanding down the pancakes in order to have a little bit better of an opportunity to make it out here with close to full health.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's going to kill him and then leave the room. Yeah, and then come back.
Yeah,
One of them will spawn as a like, and then you just rinse and repeat, basically, so he doesn't have to waste any more bomb.
Yeah, again, it's not the fastest strat, but it definitely works. Unfortunately, what Lilo's doing isn't working as well for him. He's going to have to farm for some more bombs. This is what makes it such an unforgiving category. And there we go. John finished the last blue wizrobe, so he'll just be finishing the pancake, and he should be pretty much good to go out of level 6 at this point.
So yeah, this is a great milestone for John. As we mentioned, 6 is a huge gatekeeper in Swordless, so making it out alive is a good thing. So the rest of the levels won't be too bad, except for things get a little sketchy again in level 9, and we'll comment on that as we get there.
Yeah, but definitely cheer Lyle on. He's going to need all the help he can get to make it out of level 6. But for someone who's really learned this category pretty much less than a week ago, he's playing extremely well, and I really admire him for all he's doing in order to put on a really good show for us on SpeedGaming.
Yeah, absolutely agree, 100% Tetrally. Huge kudos to lylovir. I mean, he's hanging in there. He's not going to give up. He's not going to dot forfeit. So give him some love in chat, folks. He definitely deserves it for his tenacity.
Yeah, unfortunately, the shopkeeper I don't think is going to give him too much of a discount on bombs, but at least he has enough rupees to buy at least 1 pack, if not 2, comfortably.
So Tetrally, I forget, can you remind me, how much damage does the wand do?
The wand does the same amount of damage as the white sword, so 2 HP, whereas the magical sword does 4 and wood sword does 1.
Thank you for that. So yeah, levels like what's left? Let's see, levels 4, 7, 8 still gets a little sketchy just because it's all dark nuts. But should be relatively straightforward for John for the rest of this run.
Yep. Absolutely. So John is probably setting up for a force. He has a decision what to do about level 7 coming up, because he's going to need a lot of bombs for level 7. Fortunately, there are some good opportunities towards the beginning to refill on bombs. So we might get to see, since one of them involves meat strats, we might get to see that again from him. Oh, John unfortunately taking a bop, which is going to reset his consecutive counter. That might make it a little harder to force here.
Yeah, I mean, as Tetrally was saying, it would be ideal if he had more bombs going into 7, but there are backups, so it's not as dire as 6, where if you run out of bombs, the run's basically ripped. But John might have to farm a bit or take some detours once he gets into 7.
Yeah, he's going to have to use his last bomb here in order to make it through level 4, but he will have options. They'll definitely cost some time.
With the meat strats again, I love it.
Oh!
That's John saying hello to us, by the way.
Yeah. John's signature meat strats. Yeah, I like it. Oh, now he's
a little bit of health
trouble, though. We wanted to see meat strats, not beef strats.
Ooh, nice. Well played, Tetrally.
Well, not as well played as what John's doing right now.
Touche.
Okay,
you see
using
John
pause
using the
strats as well.
Yeah.
Only had...
No, John!
Shoot, I was about to say he only has 2 more hits, but...
Well,
Commentator's curse got him again.
Well, luckily, I mean, it's not... I wouldn't say that's like a gigantic time loss, and he's still in the lead. I'm not sure if he's watching the restream. I think he is, but I think, he maybe probably lost like 30 seconds to a minute there, so it's not terrible, but...
Yeah, not terrible at all. lylovir, meantime, got out of MB1 and is going to be heading to the Wand Room now. He only has 3 bombs, so he's probably going to need to take a trip to stock up on bombs, probably from these red whiz robes to the right here. I imagine this time John's going to be a little bit more careful with the fires and be able to have a much easier time with Gliok. Oh, so what happened with Lyle's timer, we have a question about that in chat, is that he started his timer late. So as a result, his actual clock doesn't reflect their actual time in the match. So it would have been confusing to have that on. John's clock is, as far as we know, pretty accurate. So we're going to use that for all of our purposes. Oh no, John down to half a heart. I'm not going to say
Careful,
anything.
John. Careful, John. He's got it. He's under control. He's using his paw strats.
Don't say this, John. Don't say. I'm sorry, Pranzo. Don't jinx.
See, it's all
there
good.
You go. There we go.
It's all good. John has it. And just wanted to address a quick question in chat. Asking about what's a good place to learn. So I posted redcandle.us, which is pretty much has all the resources for this game in terms of routes and tech. But the one thing I will kind of caveat is that routes that aren't as popular as the 80% no pay, a lot of people just kind of talk about in Discord. So definitely join the Zelda 1 Discord. It's a great community. A lot of people hanging out, just having a good time, and it's helping each other grow and get better at this game.
Okay, Lyle looks like he got a bomb drop from the red wizrobes. I'm not sure whether he's going to go for more before going back into the wander.
And so let's see, we see John farming a bit. Again, he has a backup strat in 7, so at least he'll be okay. There is a Moldorm to the right of the entrance, I believe, that does drop a bomb once you clear the room.
Yep, exactly. No, he actually might be going straight for the blue gorillas, and signature meat strats again.
John he is just trolling us now. He's trolling us.
No. This is a valid strategy. I've seen people do this before in any percent routes, where they try to get the gorillas group together in order to make a bomb do more concentrated splash damage to more gorillas. So this is a valid strategy.
Okay. John, I apologize. If you're watching this or listening, I apologize. I will not question the meat strat.
Why he bombed that firearm or piece, I'm not so sure about, but yeah.
I think that just might have been instinct. I think he was probably thinking of the wand, but yeah, there's a room bomb, and there's also, let's see. Oh wait, he can't do anything here. So yeah, he'll be going on. There's another room further ahead with blue gorillas he could clear out if needed as well.
Yep. Meanwhile, Lyle's up to 9 bombs, so he's getting close to his target capacity there. He has to be very careful with these pancakes, though, because if you get stuck in one without the wand, the only way to get out of it, other than up-Aing, is to use 3 bombs to kill the pancakes. So he's got to be very careful here.
Why would you need bombs in this category? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
But yeah, it's scary. I mean, I've definitely blown a lot of runs doing that. Just one misstep and you basically have to bomb your way out of a pancake. So you got to be very careful in this room. And the bubbles too will clear your count. So you have to be very precise with your movement in that room when building up a count.
Okay, so Lyle going into the wand room, taking out the first red wizrobe, getting his force, although he's in trouble health-wise, getting a heart slightly out of reach without a weapon there. Probably going to boomerang it. Okay, so he's out of 1-hit knockout range. Working on this blue wizrobe, able to take it down, and there you go. He's able to clear it. And of course, last enemy has the clock. Last enemy has the clock.
That is the game. It knows. We've said it before. It knows. But yeah, he has the wand now, so the rest of 6 becomes way less stressful. It's not free, but it definitely becomes way less stressful.
Right. Now keep in mind, though, John picked up his wand at almost exactly the 30-minute mark, whereas Lyle was around the 42-minute mark. So John has about a 12-minute head start for the rest of the race, which is going to definitely give him a huge advantage going into the later levels.
Yeah, but similar to what you saw in 6, there's a very similar situation in 9 that you face with all wizrobes that you basically have to bomb, build count, bomb. So again, 12 minutes is a lot, but it's not a lock by any means. I mean, a lot of things can still go wrong in Swordless.
Yep. Now, John here is a little bit low on health, so he's doing a wise strategy, exiting the room with the dig dogger after killing one of the small dig dogger little bits, which tricks the game into thinking that the room is cleared, even though it hasn't been fully cleared. So definitely taking advantage of that glitch pretty well in that situation. Meanwhile, Lyle is going into Magical Breakfast 2 with 6 bombs. I'm not sure exactly what strategy he's going to do. Oh, he's going right after the pancakes. But getting Wizroved in the process. Ouch. At least he has the wand now, so he's going to be able to make some more progress through the level, but ouch.
Yeah, and a quick question from chat. So, the run for this category ends when you enter the Ganon's chamber or room, I guess. As soon as Link holds up the Triforce, that is the end of the run, because you can't do anything at that point against Ganon without a sword. So, yeah, as long as you can get there, you're good. And, with that being said, it does mean you could skip the Silver Arrows at 9. So there are some potential time saves, but again, there's a lot of bomb, rinse, repeat going on. So it's not super quick, but you at least get to skip the Silver Arrows and that nasty reverse C and the reverse clip.
Now, John has an interesting choice. One of the potential safeties he could do, since he already used both of his potion sips, is to go by the island, or the raft island, on his way to levels 2 or 8 to pick up another potion. Given his pretty commanding lead at the moment, if I were him, I would definitely pick one of those up, perhaps before level 8, in order to be a little bit more safe and avoid any other delays. Looks like that is the way he's heading. He also might be going to level 2 before level 8, as opposed to the other way around, because he's so low on bombs. Although he also has enough rupees, he could buy some more. So it'll be interesting to see the route that John's going to take here.
Yeah, and to Touchfully's point, you could do 2 before 8, you could do 8 before 2. It kind of sets you up slightly differently. I mean, if you go to 2 first, he theoretically should be able to fill up quite nicely on bombs, which would make 8 easier against the Dark Nuts. But at the same time, he could potentially leave himself a little short for 9. So, it's kind of got its pros and cons. It'll be interesting to see. Looks like he might be going to 2. Yeah, he's going to 2 right now, so.
Yeah, level 2 in Zelda is basically the place you tend to go to if you need to refill on bombs.
And looks like Lyle is just about to finish level 6.
Nice.
Again, big kudos to Lyle for hanging in there, because, I mean, he, faced a lot of trouble in 6, but he persevered and did make it through, so let's get some support from Lyle.
Yeah, seriously, folks, Swordless is not a beginner-friendly route whatsoever, so really, just completing a run, particularly on pace to be close to, probably close to sub-hour, at least in the hour and single-minute range, which will be a PB, I believe, for Lyle. His PB, I think, is around 140. So we definitely want to cheer both runners on, particularly Lyle, who has a PB shot.
All right, and we see, John fighting the Moldworm here. Relatively easy with the wand.
Oh, I like the strat from Lyle picking up an extra potion on his way to level 4. One of the nice things about the Swordless route is that going from to level 4 later, as well as 2 and 8, gives you an opportunity to pick up to 2 additional potions along this route. So doing that for race safety definitely makes a lot of sense. Ooh, so John looks like he got a little bit of a troll dongo here, but is able to take him down just fine.
He should probably go back. Yeah, he's going to go back and pick up those bombs. When I was first learning Swordless, I ran into a lot of problems with this because, your instincts are to try to smoke the Dodongo, but without a sword, you can't do anything when you smoke them, so you got to feed both bombs to the Dodongo. So I know it sounds like a little, very simple point, but it's very easy to forget when you switch category.
Absolutely. So he's probably going to go to level 8 now, and having those bombs will definitely make taking down those blue Dark Nuts easier, because normally in an any % route, you're going to be using the Magical Sword, which does 4 HP of damage to the blue Dark Nuts, which take a total of 8. So with the white sword, it's going to be a matter of doing 4 wand hits as opposed to 2 magical sword hits. So having those bombs that do magical sword level damage is definitely going to help him out big time. Meanwhile, we see Lyle with plenty of health here going up against Gleeok. He'll be able to make up a little bit of time on John by presumably taking down Gleeok with a much healthier, much better health here.
Yeah, and we see John entering Blue Lagoon number 1, facing one of 2 rooms, wonderful rooms filled with plenty of blue dark nuts. Going a little aggressive with the bombs here. I'm guessing he's probably going to use some more bombs potentially, and then maybe clear out the stair room for the room bomb.
Yeah, he has to also be thinking ahead to level 9, which takes a total of 6 bombs to get through, as well as needing a bomb to make it through the back half of level 8. So he can't really afford to go under 7 bombs, which he's going to need just for bomb holes and non-combat situations. So that's most likely what's going through John's mind right now as he calculates the bombs he needs.
And yeah, that highlights the point that I was referring to before for chat. Like, yeah, you can do 8 before 2, and with that, you have the pro is that you'll be going into 9 most likely with a full set of bombs. But since John did the opposite, he did get the bombs for 8, but he might be under a bit of pressure when going to 9.
Oh, although what he's probably also thinking about, I didn't realize this before, is he has 89 rupees. So he probably is thinking that as long as he has the bare minimum to get through level 8, he's going to stop at the store to pick up 3 packs before going into level 9. Oh.
Yeah, great call, Tetrally.
Yep, John's thinking one step ahead of me. But using the one pretty well to his advantage, Lyle in the meantime just finished up with, or did he finish with level 7? I wasn't paying close enough attention. No, he hasn't done level 7.
I'm not sure, yeah, I don't think he did.
Oh, was he thinking he could use the money for a bomb upgrade? I'm not sure exactly what he's doing here.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Or is he skipping level 7? Huh.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what he's doing, but
well,
looks like he's wrapping over to 2/8 potentially, so...
Yeah. Well, the thing that except he's not on the right pixel for the world... Okay, there we go. What I like to say about Swordless is, in a lot of ways, it's more like playing a randomizer, because there really isn't that same sort of prescriptive, here's exactly the fastest route, and you just want to follow that route. With Swordless, there's a lot more, especially when picking up more bombs, there's a lot more improvisation and thinking on your feet and even rerouting on the fly needed, which is also giving John an advantage of having so much experience doing routing for Zelda 1. So that experience he has is definitely paying dividends for him as he finishes off the last Gleeok, making him eligible to enter level 9.
Probably with a little shopping along the way, though, as you predicted. Let's see what he decides to do.
Yeah. Lyle picking up a heart from the Raft Island, probably thinking that he could use a little bit more health in his later levels.
Looks like John is just going to go straight ahead. I forget, Tetrally, do you know that shop by 9, does it sell bombs?
I don't think so. What?
Actually, yeah.
Is there a
Oh, wait, there's one right here, actually. I forgot on the next screen that he's about to hit. Pretty sure there's... No, wait. He needs Bob to get in there, obviously. So. Oh, he's going to wrap over towards 6. That's...
Oh, okay. See, I would have gone to the one over on the coast since it's only 2 or 3 screens away from level 8, but this works too.
Yeah, this works. So, again, you know, since John did have plenty of resources, he is able to just buy bombs. Guessing he's probably going to might as well buy all of them. Yeah, he's got the money, so...
Yeah. And I don't think you really need arrows very much in level 9, particularly now that you have the wand. So this is definitely a smart play, picking up a full complement of bombs.
Yeah, and again, highlighting again John's experience and his ability to improvise his strats when needed. I mean, if you've ever seen him stream, I mean, he literally jumps from category to category like every run, so he is absolutely comfortable with rerouting and making decisions on the fly.
Yep, exactly. So Lyle is, speaking of bombs, finishing level 2 and has plenty of bombs to work with here. He'll probably also do the trick of coming back out after the Dodongo room in order to replenish his bomb supply, since he hasn't been to level 8 yet. And like we saw on John's side, you need all of the bombs you can get for level 8.
Alright, so yeah, John does not need the key, but he's going to be working on an account. Yeah, I'm assuming he... Well... Oh, he was trying to keep... I think that's what he...
He's probably going to be using his boomerang on the pancakes coming up to just go right through them. While we have a little bit of a lull in the action, I want to give a big shout out and props to both of our runners for putting on a great show. Please make sure to give both of them a follow. Their links to their Twitch pages are in chat below. Oh, and it looks like we're getting a shout out from 4i Steven for folks to follow us as well. Thank you, Steven.
Thank you, Steven. Much appreciated. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna be on John's screen. We're coming up on the first, the next room basically, which is full of Wizrobes. So what you're gonna see John doing, he's not beating up the old man because he's bored, but he's just trying to build up a count basically.
Yep. The boomerang from close range will give him 7, and then that arrow will give him an 8th on his consecutive count. So I didn't see whether he started it with one more or not, but he's probably setting up for a force probably on that second red Wizrobe right there. Yep, indeed.
And he got
That's his force bomb. Nice job. Getting all 3 of those blue Wizrobes in one bomb. Very nice damage there. Wow, and making it look easy.
Well
Nice
done,
job.
John. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, he's gonna work on building a count. He took a bop to reset his consecutive count. He's gonna kill all the keys to force some more bombs. There's basically one more room, pretty much, that is full of Wizrobes again. So as long as you get that through that, you're pretty much good with level 9. So he's gonna go back into the stairwell to get an 8 count.
Meanwhile, Lyle's in Blue Lagoon 2 was definitely perilous in health, but taking a potion very wisely to refill on health. Looks like he still has a pretty big complement of bombs to use if he chooses, but seems to be opting to use the wand on the blue dark nuts instead. Takes a little bit longer, but being able to conserve bombs may be the better strat for him now.
And you saw John was able to successfully force bombs. He's just doing the same thing again. With the keys, there's 4 in there, so he's just going to go in and out twice to get an 8 count, and then basically force the last 2.
Yep. Or get another... Oh, I see. He's finishing up, racking up his count.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And then I'm going to guess... I don't know if he's going to do this. We'll see. There is another room coming up that is full of keys. If he clears them, he can build up a count again, but it's a matter of keeping that count through the Patra. We'll see if what he decides to do.
Yeah,
he's gonna
it's not
just
so
skip
much
him.
starting a count that's hard, it's keeping it.
Yeah, exactly. But he does have 10 bombs, so as long as the trap room doesn't give him too much trouble, he should be able to clear it.
Yeah. Able to find
Nice
a
and
break in the Patra, that was really nice. Lyles is dangerously close to dying. Oh my gosh, wow, that was very, very close.
Lyle, you're stressing us out, come on. But no, finishes 8.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a hefty refill, but much better than dying there. Well, and that was really huge, because if you die in level 8 that far late, you have to start all over again with those blue dark nuts. So I definitely wouldn't have wanted to cut it that close, but I'm really glad he made it through.
All right, so John is just about to enter the trap room, the last Wizrobe room, basically, before the end. Ooh, jeez. Gotta get a little closer with that blue Wizrobe. Woo.
Okay, I like his strat of getting the red wizards, then coming back to respawn. Very good. And see, oh, and a clock on the
And
last
the clock.
one. Wow.
Icing on the cake.
Nice. Using a boomerang to pick it up for extra safety. I really love these strats. Oh, and
a fairy.
Wow, this whole room is coming up all John. Wow.
Yeah, that was an incredible room for John. Great global drops in there. So yeah, he'll basically just be fighting the Patra 3, and then that's about it. Nothing we can do at Ganon since we don't have a sword. So as long as he clears the Patra 3, we are good.
Yep, and as a reminder, time comes up exactly when Link raises the Triforce in Ganon's room.
John doing the bomb clip for some swag.
Very nice.
I would have given him extra points if he did the grayscale swag, though.
I mean, at this point, it's kind of immaterial, but...
Good, I like this play, just take a safety potion, especially in a race scenario.
Yeah.
Making sure he finishes this run, so he shouldn't have any problems. He should be able to clear Patra.
Watch it with the commentators.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Oh, is that a fast Patra he's doing? Oh, careful.
Ooh, careful.
You have a huge lead. Oh. Whew.
Okay, he did it.
There you go.
But he skipped the fairy.
All right, get your GGs out in chat.
Get your
John
GGs for John.
Oh, yep, he's finished with an official SRL time of 59 minutes and 26 seconds, getting his sub-hour. GG, John.
Hey, guys.
Oh, hey, John. Speaking of him. Yeah.
Hey, John. GGs.
Yeah, there was a bit of delay, so I managed to get in here right away. Thanks for the commentary.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Tell us your thoughts on the race.
Well, I made a couple of stupid mistakes. I was too aggressive on the first wandering pass because I got really lucky with the bomb, so I thought I could do it in one shot, and then I took that death. The death in 4 was I just sort of I have two strats after level 6. Either I can go 7 or 4 first, and I should have gone to 7, but just based on my bomb count. But I went into 4 and tried to force, and in the course of doing that, lost health. So that death to Gleeok was pretty unnecessary. As for the meat, yes, I was trolling you in some cases. The Guerilla Room in 7 is one I usually do. That is a legit strat. Tetra was right.
It made me smile, John. Thank you for doing that.
But the Vires in 4, that was just a shout out.
Now I'm curious. The keys in the Belfry in level 6, is that, how much does that actually help?
It doesn't help at all. I actually never tried that before. I just Pronzo and I were talking. Pronzo had asked about which enemies the meats works on, and I remembered that because at one point I went through the game with a ROM hack that shows where the enemy targeting is, and I found out that the keys actually are attracted to the meat, but they just kind of fly around it because their movement's random anyway. But I said I'll put the meat in the Belfry, and actually I'd never done that before, and I didn't realize how fast it would disappear before it had any effect at all. But that was just
interesting.
Just an inside joke there.
Well, you definitely put on a really good show tonight. Even though level 6 was really the big difference in that you were able to get through it not on your first try, but able to recover, get back your bombs, and then make it through. Whereas Lyle definitely had a lot of repeated trouble getting through level 6. Still on PB pace for him. So let's definitely cheer Lyle on. He just finished his last level before going to 9, so let's cheer him through level 9, please. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, John.
Yeah, that's kind of how this run goes. It's like, how good is your 6 is how good your run's going to be. Unless, I mean, there are other places bad things can happen, but that's the big gatekeeper. So I'm sure everyone can see. I mean, like, I know people on SpeedGaming have been watching the Swordless randomizer race. You have to get to really hard flags before you have as much Wizrobe combat as you have in the vanilla Swordless run. So it is pretty tough to race. So I give huge respect to anyone who joined the tournament with no experience in the categories, which I know scared a lot of experienced runners who had done were very good at the game but just hadn't done Swordless and want to enter this tournament because of that. So shout outs to lylovir and the others who are relatively new to the game who jumped in, or not new to the game but new to the categories for that matter.
Absolutely. Pranzo, did you have any other questions for John, perhaps even about the first race, the 100% one?
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. I mean, John would just love to hear your thoughts on how the 100% race went. Just from your perspective.
Oh yeah, so I was listening to the restream, and when I routed in that potion. Basically, I was worried about dark nuts, and the thing about when you take a death in level 6, as you see in the Swordless run, the rooms get saved because there are bubbles, and if there's a bubble in a room, the room doesn't respawn. So I didn't want to use the potion in 6, because if you die in 6, it doesn't cost that much time. You just have to kill the belfry again. So I know that bothered the commentary in chat, but I really wanted to save it for later, and I think that paid off at the red ring dive, because I missed that clip and almost died, and fortunately I had the blue potion. I think that almost made the difference in the race, although some people were saying it came down to who typed done first, which may be the case, because I clicked over to the window and took a second to type, and like lylovir's done came up while I was typing, so but I mean that's what counts, so he won the race. So
Yep.
any percent race on Saturday.
I see. So you chose to do your third race on Saturday.
Yeah. So I knew that I have a lot more experience in Swordless than lylovir does, so I wanted that to be one of the first 2 races, and I picked it second because things can go so bad in this category that it's so exhausting that I didn't want to start the night with it, and I said, we have the option, we can just schedule the third race for later in the week, so that's what we decided to do, and Saturday afternoon.
Oh no!
Whoa, I think Lyle
just used his
kind of
last...
threw in the towel.
Oh, he used up all his bombs in the next room, unfortunately.
Oh, that's too bad.
I didn't see. Did he get Patcher 1 already?
Well, he ended up actually forfeiting. Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, he wasn't in like a bad situation. You could go back to that old man and build up your count again and force more bombs. So, I respect his decision. I wish he would have toughed it out though, because he was so persistent earlier in the run. But yeah, folks, please get your GGs out in chat for Lilo. He absolutely deserved it. I mean, he learned this category, as we're mentioning, for this race. So, big props to him, because, yeah, Swordless is a daunting and arguably scary category. So please give him all your support.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can get Lyle in here for an interview. But yeah, definitely huge props to both of our runners for putting on a really great show tonight. Pranzo was already saying, just doing a Swordless run and learning it just for this tournament is a huge deal. So GG to both runners. All right, well, any other final thoughts on either of the races, John?
No, I'm looking forward to going to race 3, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the tournament. So thanks so much to SpeedGaming for hosting this, and thanks to you guys for doing the commentary. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, looks like we're able to get Lyle in chat. Lyle, are you there?
Yeah, hi.
Hey, welcome in, Lyle. GG's on your races tonight. How are you feeling?
Oh, thanks, Pranzo. I'm feeling really good. I honestly expected tonight to be a blowout, that johntabin was going to best me in both categories single-handedly. And after that win earlier, I was literally shaking going into Swordless.
Yeah, that first race, I mean, seconds apart. This question's open to both of you. I mean, we kind of talked briefly with John, but just what was going through your minds as you were playing the Hundo?
To be honest, because I knew lylovir. I was listening to the restream, so I knew lylovir was ahead for most of the race. I was kind of rooting for the Wizrobes in the red ring room, and they didn't quite make the difference, but made it close.
Yeah, you're not having a great race if you're rooting for Wizrobes.
That's very true. Yeah, I also had the restream open. I didn't have any audio up, but I kept glancing over, and I saw myself pulling a little further ahead, and I just went, gosh, I can't believe this. Am I really that far ahead? Like, am I forgetting something? I must be forgetting something.
No, it didn't look like you forgot anything at all. And it's really was such a nail biter. I can't begin to stress just how close the race was, and really unfortunate came down almost to that dot done. And having a cat that unplugged my mouse once and kept me from dot dunning, I totally understand how that goes. So GG to both of you all for a great set of races tonight, and I wish you both best of luck on Saturday for your, I guess it'll be an any percent race for the tiebreaker.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. GG, John.
Yeah, GG to you too, man. I'll see you. I will see you Saturday, and the winner gets to race BT. So there's really no loser.
Exactly.
Very true.
But yeah, thanks again for both of you for putting on an incredible show tonight. I mean, that, like I said, that Hundo race, you two were both neck and neck towards the end. So my heart rate was going up. Super excited, super hype. And even the Swordless race too, you two were in sync. We had some sync issues on the streaming side, but once that got corrected, you two were neck and neck for a while too. So that was really exciting to watch.
Well, yeah, that was definitely part my fault. I was so panicked starting that second race that I forgot to start my own.
Yeah, it wasn't really your fault. There was some trouble with the restreamer. We didn't have a gatekeeper for the second race, so it started as soon as you typed .ready, and I don't think you were ready for it. So I understood why there was a rough start there, but things happen. It's all good. Worked out.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Mm.
All right. Well, any other final thoughts before we wrap up?
Wizrobes are mean.
Very true, very true. All right, well, on behalf of me and Pranzo on commentary and the rest of the Speed Gaming Network, thank you so much for watching. GG again to both runners, and we'll see you again for other races in the Z1 multi-category tournament.
All right, thanks again, everyone. Have a great evening, and definitely be sure to follow the runners. You know, they give them some love. They put on a great show tonight.
Absolutely. All right. Good night, everyone.